All right, what is up, you guys? In today's video, I'm going to walk you through some of the challenges that Iron by Iron Woodworks is actually currently facing, some of the things that we don't have figured out. So we're going to look past all the glitz and glamour, all the things we're doing right. We're going to look into some of the weaknesses that this business still has and give you kind of a glimpse into what we're working on and how we're working on getting better. So with that being said, let's dive in. All right, so welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast if you're listening to this on the podcast. In today's video, I really want to walk through some of the issues, challenges that we're still facing as a business. And so it's not all glitz and glamour. There are definitely challenges that as you start scaling or growing, you're going to continue to face. And so number one of the very first challenges that you're going to see when you pan around here and look is just organization. I don't want to be a hater necessarily, but you see a lot of these YouTube creators that they have this perfectly clean shop all the time. And that tells me they don't have a whole lot happening. And so when you get busy, it's really hard to stay really clean. It's really hard to stay really organized because you have movement. You got lots of stuff going on. And so for us, that's always been a big challenge. We're trying to fulfill orders. We're trying to get stuff done. It's always been a challenge to stay organized. It's always been a challenge to stay clean. And so one of the things that we're going to be working on implementing throughout the rest of this year is really labeling where everything needs to be and making sure that it's never outside of that. So training our team to make sure that tools get back in the right spot, that our cabinets that hold all of our stains and paints and lacquers always get clean, our empty cans get thrown away, our dirty rags get thrown away, our bad sandpaper discs that we have blown through, they get thrown away instead of throwing stuff on the floor or stuff landing on the floor and it just being dirty, dusty, filthy all the time. You're in a dusty, dirty environment because you've got sawdust flying all over the place, but we're working really hard, or going to start working really hard on making sure that we maintain a cleaner shop. So that's one of the first things. Second thing is just communication inside of this business. And so right now we have a general manager, basically a shop manager, several employees inside the shop. We have me as the owner and the marketer, so to speak. And then we have sales, and we also have delivery, customer service. We have all these people in all these different departments essentially now running this business. And what happens is that communication starts to break down. You start really running into challenges, getting feedback. Everybody's busy, everybody's working hard. And so a lot of times the reporting that we need to make sure that we're hitting our numbers, hitting our metrics, that reporting doesn't get done in the timeline that we need it to get done on. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a little bit bigger still so that we can take more labor pressure off of our general manager. He's still pretty involved in the actual finishing of our products. And so we're trying to get him out of that completely so that he can really focus on being a general manager, managing the business. And so this is one of the struggles that you'll always face as you start to grow, is that basically everybody has to be cross-trained and everyone has to wear multiple hats because you don't have enough money to pay somebody to just handle this or to just handle that or to just handle this. You have to put someone into a spot where they're doing 2 or 3 roles, right? And so the bigger you get, the more specialized each role can get, and they can really hone in it and get great at what they're doing. So that's the second thing that we're running into right now is communication, just making sure that we really open up the lines of communication, that we don't have any assumptions being made about what's being done, what's being ordered, who's communicating with who, but that we're actually taking the right steps to make that stuff happen. So that's number 2. The last thing is just quality. We're always in a fight with quality because as you try to move quickly, we're trying to keep up with lead times, and we got to move fast to do that. What's going to naturally happen is that there's shortcuts. Shortcuts are going to be made inside the shop. Things aren't going to be looked over as good as they should, right? And so we're constantly trying to implement and execute the systems. And this is one thing too that I talk to my team a lot about, is that I can build a system for everything, but if we don't execute, it doesn't matter. And so we have systems for quality, and we're trying to make sure that we're executing those really, really, really hard, just so that we don't have any bringbacks. We don't have stuff getting delivered to customers and chairs are rough. They haven't been sanded or patted down, or tabletop didn't get stained on the bottom, or, it's got a big blotch of stain here. There's problems with this or problems with that. We're really trying to make sure, tighten up on the quality so that every single customer that gets a product from us is fired up, excited about it, leaves us good reviews, and we get word of mouth referral business off of them as well. So that's really the third thing, is quality. And then lastly, and this is probably the big one, is just really vision. As you start growing a company, you have vision for the next step, but maybe not for the end goal. Or maybe you have vision for the end goal, but you don't have vision for the next step. If that's you, let me know in the comments below. Maybe you have a big vision of what it could be, but you struggle with the next step that you're supposed to take. And so for us, we're at this place now where we're bigger than we've ever been. We've grown rapidly in the last 3 to 6 months. We've got about $250,000 in outstanding orders to be produced and shipped. That's more than we've ever had. And so we have to get really clear on the vision again at this point of what are we trying to accomplish, how are we going to accomplish that vision, and how are we going to make it extremely clear so that everyone inside of the company can execute on their part. And so those are some of the challenges that Iron by Iron Woodworks is currently facing. Not to mention, I've mentioned it in a few other videos if you've seen, but we're trying to get this spray booth in here. We're trying to get the electricity wired up for this big 53-inch wide belt sander So there's lots of challenges that we're running into with the city, and that's really kind of holding us back, and we can't really run full speed because we don't have an operational spray booth at the moment. So we're trying to get that done so that we can get the team all back together in the same building, functioning together, communicating together. Once that happens, I really feel good about the future of the business. But at the moment, we're kind of displaced, we're kind of scattered. But hopefully this video is helpful to you. If you have questions around getting the shop organized, getting it clean, making sure that you're communicating, and with communicating, that's not just communicating within the team, that's communicating with vendors, making sure that we're ordering stuff on time, that sort of stuff as well. So that's number 2. Number 3 was, so number 3 is quality. And then number 4 is vision for the future, right? So just getting clear vision for big picture or getting vision for the next step. And either one is a challenge depending upon who you are. So if this has helped you, let me know. Make sure you subscribe. And then lastly, some resources for you is the Handmade Business Secrets ebook. Check that out. It's completely free. If you're legitimately trying to grow a woodworking or a cabinetry company, that's going to be hugely helpful for you. And so check that out. It's a free book. It's in the description below. Second thing, Handmade Hero Academy. If you're trying to get past that $10,000 per month barrier, you're going to want to check that out. That's going to be all the information, all the wisdom that I gleaned on my journey to breaking through that $10,000 per month barrier in my business. And then lastly, if you're trying to scale a woodworking or a cabinetry business, $20, $30, $40, $50, $100,000 a month, then you're going to want to check out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. We're currently working with like 31 clients, I believe, across North America, helping them scale as well. So hopefully that helps. Let us know. Love you guys. See you in the next one.